Okay, so the state of Vermont is yet again in the news when it comes to their tourism industry. And the summer season has officially started, and Lake Champlain in Vermont is not seeing any Canadians. And to try to lure us back, I know we hate that word, they're giving 40% discounts to try to entice us to come back. But not only that, they do mention that Canadians that do own property in the area, they're not coming back either. And there's a lot of for sale signs as well. But it seems like they kind of listened to me. In my last video, I ranted about why doesn't the US media interview Canadians? Well, it seems like they actually did. And while every one of these Canadians that they interviewed say they are boycotting the United States, I feel like they're not seeing the broader picture of what's going on right now. Because every single one of them blame it on one guy. And we all know it's not one guy. It's 77 million that voted him in. I'm not sure why the younger generation thinks like this. I mean, I don't understand them. It just makes me feel old now. But before we get started, I just wanted to play this short clip. You're going to see it later, but I want to play it first.
Things are hitting our country quite hard. The steel and aluminum tariffs have been difficult, the auto tariffs, the ongoing issue with lumber tariffs. All of those things have really impacted the Canadian economy, and Canadians are feeling like we need to support our own country first.
100% on that. We need to support our own country first, which is why yesterday, in case you missed the video, I spoke with Evan from Tri Art Manufacturing, who's based in Kingston, Ontario, and he explains how the tariffs, the import taxes, and the removal of the de minimis has affected his business. Evan mentioned that he's been following my channel since last summer, and I wanted to help him out. And in return, he's given the GTL community a promo code. This is a good promo code. I don't like US promo codes, but I like Canadian ones. And for any GTL community members that are into painting, whether professional or as a hobby, Evan has given the community a 25% discount, which will last to the end of June. All of his paint products are made in Canada, even the bottles and the labeling and everything. So if you want to support a Canadian company and get a 25% discount while you're at it, the link to Evan's website will be in the description below. Oh, and full disclosure, for this exclusive promo code that he's given the GTL community, I do not receive any affiliate or commissions on it. I refused, to be honest. Evan actually wanted to do a paid sponsorship deal, and I said I cannot take money from a Canadian company that's being affected by the Taco Tuesday tariffs, and the import tax, and the removal of the de minimis. So if you are an artist, whether professionally or as a hobby, and you require any painting products, and you want to support a Canadian company, check out Evan's website below. It's try-art.ca. Oh yeah, the promo code is GTL25. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Alright, let's get to the first report out of Lake Champlain in Vermont.
Lake Champlain Island businesses are missing those Canadians. They tell us they got turned away by the tone.
And when they stay north of the border, their big boats do too, and their big houses sit empty. We take a look at what's being done to try to get them back.
Okay, now I know I'm interrupting early, but hearing the United States struggles because we're not coming down to their country, it means a little less to me now while I hear it, especially knowing that Canadian companies like Evans are affected, as well as thousands of other Canadian companies and international companies. We didn't start any of this, and yet the United States wants us to come back to their country. Yeah, go figure, right?
The docks dragged into place. The drink menus made. The chef whipping up food favorites. And the bartender creating signature cocktails.
Just joyful to be back here again.
Bravo Zulu and Shore Acres are back for another season.
It's just gorgeous here.
And Susie and Tom Bogard were first in line opening day at the North Hero hotspot.
Great new menu, which is phenomenal.
The sprawling island destination is popular for locals like the Bogards and used to be for Canadians too.
Now a question to the GTL community. Did anybody used to visit Lake Champlain? I always love reading comments from the community when I do a report, and the community, they say, oh yeah, I used to visit there all the time, but I stopped last year. The most recent video I remember is when I talked about the Niagara Falls, New York Mall, the one that was actually asking for like a tax break. And many GTL viewers actually said that, yeah, we used to go there quite a bit. And some of you actually said you hope it closes down. But it kind of puts a human factor into it, because when I'm doing these reports, I don't know where these places are. I mean, Washington is where I know the best. So if it's a report on Washington State, I'm going to be pretty familiar with it. But these ones here that are on the East Coast and other areas across the border, it is nice to actually hear the feedback from Canadians who actually frequent these areas. So my question is, anybody in the GTL community, have you visited Lake Champlain in the past? If so, let us know in the comments below.
We have had guests be very specific about it and say not for the next 4 years.
Pamela Roberts is the general manager here
Hello, hello. Thank you for coming into Bravo Zulu today.
and tells Channel 3 News Canadians are avoiding America, including the Lake Champlain Islands. How big of a hit is this for businesses?
I think it's huge.
Here they estimate the Canadian stay away will take a 30 to 33% bite out of sales.
Oh no, that's a lot of money. But then again, you got stories like Evans, who lost pretty much 100% of his business to the United States because of your stupid president. You know, this part really actually kind of pisses me off. I mean, we hear so many reports out of the United States. Oh, our business is down, or we'll give you promo codes. Please come back. Welcome us with open arms. Bullshit. But have you ever had any reports in the United States talk about how Canadian businesses are affected as well? No, I don't think I've seen a single one. In fact, I would bet that the US media and the everyday US citizen doesn't even know that this is affecting other countries.
The tourism here trumped by remarks made by the president calling for Canada to be the 51st state.
It's really sad because there's so many people who have come for so many years here.
So to try to get them back,
So this is our room 18.
Shore Acres is offering a 40% discount on rooms to Canadian customers.
It's been such a long-standing relationship that the two countries have had. It would be really nice to see that, positive again.
Let me translate that to what she really means. It's been a long-standing revenue source for us, and we hope that comes back. Did I get that translation correct? Let me know in the comments below.
The Champlain Islands have historically been popular for Canadian visitors, but also for Canadian property owners. And we're told even those who own land on the lake, many of them, they're not coming either.
You see, a lot of those homes are up for sale now. They don't want to own property down here.
I apologize to our Canadian neighbors for the way that we have behaved as a nation.
Tom and Susie hope those neighbors stop breaking at the border and instead will come break bread again.
And these islands in this state are not a reflection of the political reality. We're neighbors.
Their message?
We miss you terribly. Come on back.
Now, that couple seems sincere. I mean, I'll take their word for it. But I do have a problem with one thing they said. They said the state is not a reflection of what's going on politically. Well, in the county that Lake Champlain is in, it's a 47% reflection. And that percentage is way too high for me to feel comfortable going to the state. I mean, just think about it, 47% of voters. 3,947. How many of these people are business owners? How many of these people might own the convenience store that we go to, or the gas station, or the restaurant, or the Airbnb that people are going to be renting? I don't want to give my money to these people. Now, the 4,181 that voted for Harris? Maybe, but you still got a problem with the other half. Now, I was actually really glad to hear that there's a lot of for sale signs on properties that Canadians own, and they're not even going down. Just like the snowbird situation. I mean, I think people should have got out a lot earlier. But we're definitely sending them a message. And if you have visited the Lake Champlain area, let us know in the comments below. Now, the second part of the report, they actually went to Canada, and they interviewed some Canadians. Although the demographic, I don't think anybody's older than like 25. You know, I would love to be interviewed by the US media. I mean, they probably wouldn't air it, but I would let them have it. But the Canadians that they interview, I mean, they're on the right track. They won't go to the United States. But the problem that I see is that they're blaming it on one person. Let's take a look.
What Canada is doing right now is building their own resilience. They're choosing to spend their dollars in Canada. They're choosing to make sure that Canadians are supported in a time when, things are hitting our country quite hard. The steel and aluminum tariffs have been difficult. The auto tariffs, the ongoing issue with lumber tariffs, all of those things have really impacted the Canadian economy, and Canadians are feeling like we need to support our own country first.
So that was the clip I showed earlier, and it brings up a good point. I mean, we're struggling as well. But the fact that they're showing this on US media, yeah, it is going to their audience. But will people in the US care? Probably not.
That's Canada's Consul General explaining why Canadians are avoiding America. It comes as cross-border tourism is down for the second straight year in Vermont.
Tia Trujan visited our neighbors to the north to find out why they're not visiting and when they'll be back.
Good evening, everyone. As we've been reporting all week, there's been a decline in tourism from Canada to the United States. Talking to locals here in Montreal, I found there are several possible reasons for that, but one overwhelming one. Some pointed to the rising costs and the exchange rate.
So if you want to go to USA, it's so expensive.
Others describe.
Of course, they have to put in the Canadian that actually mentions the exchange rate. I mean, I'm sure they were searching for this guy all over the place. But the exchange rate is not the issue. I'm actually kind of tired of explaining it, but I mean, you guys already know.
Safety concerns.
Being part of the LGBTQ community as well, what's happening in the US doesn't feel that safe right now.
Everything was really messy over there.
The common thread, many Canadians don't like America's politics.
Donald Trump's fault. We don't want to go to the U.S. because of Donald Trump.
I think everyone here really just wants Trump to go.
This group of student actors tells me their whole school is actively boycotting visiting the U.S.
So we went in a school trip in New York. So it was organized before the election, and we went just because all was paid and we couldn't be refunded.
So you mentioned that it was before the election. Had these plans been made after the election, do you think you would have gone?
Absolutely not.
This right here is what I've been repeating for the past half a year. We had thousands, maybe even millions of Canadians that pre-booked their trips in 2024 before Taco Tuesday took office. And a lot of people, they couldn't get refunded. So they went down to the United States last year reluctantly. I know a few friends that did this. Are they going this year? Absolutely not. Now, I'll talk about some of these students and blaming it on one guy later on.
They tell me their families share the same sentiment. The plans had to change. You're no longer looking to go to the United States.
I actually had because for 2 years I went to the States like every year with my grandfather and my father. And last year we were supposed to go to Boston, and because of the elections we actually decided to go to Ottawa instead.
Before the election, border crossings into Vermont peaked in August 2024 with over 381,000. In August of 2025, they dropped to 252,000. So, when might we see them go back up?
We wait when Trump leave and we come back to USA.
It's Donald Trump's fault. Get rid of him, we coming again.
The general consensus, many will consider visiting again when the U.S. has a new president.
It's not like the United States are going to disappear in in 4 years when Trump's not going to be in office, then we would go.
Now, I'm going to give everybody just a little bit of insights on my channel. My channel demographics is probably about maybe majority of people are probably like 45 and older. And we know our stance when it comes to the United States, not just, when Taco Tuesday leaves, but after. But I am finding that the younger generation, I mean, if I speak on behalf of like my friends' kids, they blame this solely on the orange leaking water bottle. For some reason, they're not seeing the 77 million that voted for him, the 90 million that didn't vote at all, and also all the gaslighting that we're getting, and the continued insults that we're getting from the Taco Tuesday supporters. I guess my message is to the younger Canadians, there's a lot more to this than just one guy. One guy did not create this entire mess that we're in right now. He's only the mouthpiece. And we need to put the blame on the people that actually put him there. That includes the voters. It includes all the government officials who are doing jack shit. And that's on both sides, by the way. And then also his entire administration that's just egging him on. And basically saying yes to everything he's doing. I don't know how to get through to the younger generation. I mean, the younger generation in my analytics is a very small portion of my viewers. But they need to realize that things are not going to magically change once he's out of the office.
Bernadette Jordan, Consul General of Canada, tells me the centuries of history between our countries trumps the past year of turmoil.
Canada is ready and willing to come to the table when the time is right to make sure that we talk about these challenges, to make sure that we look at how we can best go forward to benefit both of our countries because we are so interdependent on each other.
These students know skipping a vacation won't change the U.S. overnight, but believe their decision still matters.
We know that we won't impact the economics of the U.S. with just going for vacation, but it's more for our morals.
And while these conversations don't paint the whole picture, they do offer insight into why the tourism numbers are down.
You have a lot to learn, young Canadian. The fact that you said you can't make an impact just by not going to the United States, that's just the whole point of the boycott, and we are making an impact. Every person not going to the United States adds up. Your school trip that was supposed to be planned for this year not going, that's impacting them on an economic level. Just like that student said earlier, he used to go to Boston with his father and grandfather. This time he went to Ottawa. That money, right there, would have went to the US businesses. Instead, it's staying in Canada. Multiply that by millions of people in Canada, and also more millions, that doesn't sound right, millions more globally that are also boycotting. It is making an effect. I would love to have the younger generation watch my videos. Maybe my videos are too long for them, I don't know. But that mentality has to change, because every single person, even if you're spending like $20 just across the border, that's $20 that the United States would love to have right now. Maybe we'll need to have Professor Wayne Smith help me out with this one. To close off this video, I would like to thank Brian, and he took this photo from Bald Hill in Riding Mountain National Park in Manitoba. By popular demand, a lot of you have been asking me for another compilation video. I did one probably, I think, middle of October of last year, and there have been a lot of backdrops since. So I'll be creating another one soon, and Brian, yours will be included in that as well. And I appreciate you sharing this with the community. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. Oh yeah, the co-host, where is she? I don't even know where she is right now. We bought a bunch of new stuff, so there's a lot of cardboard boxes around, so I'm gonna guess that she's playing in that. So if you wanted to hear her, you'll probably have to wait for the next video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all as well. Now if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.